New Vevor diesel heater. Let's see what we got. Seen these online, got very curious, so I had to order myself up one and see what all the hype was about. Well, let's get this thing opened up here and see what we're working with. Looks to be very well packaged. I'll show you here in a second. As you can see, nice and lots of foam around the middle here. Move this out of your way here. A lot smaller than I had at first anticipated. Box here and get it out of our way. And we have a, I guess they call parking heater manual. I've heard that it's not very put together very well. Sorry. And accessories. Alright, let's get this box out of my way, off to the side here for the time being. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. This foam. Oh, that's banged up a bit. That's alright. Get this one off. Okay. First inspection, as you can see, it's not all that is big. Very small unit. Measuring tape is, I'm not sure. I'll give you the dimensions here. Maybe try to throw them up on the screen if I know what I'm doing. You see, it's a very nice little removable control panel. We wanted to mount it somewhere, I guess. It just clicks right into place, right there. And it does have to be hooked up, as you can see here. It has these leads here that need to be run to a 12-volt source. I have a battery over there. We will test this out and initially get it fired up once I get it assembled and put into a safe place other than in the middle of my kitchen. So, other than the heater, in the box we have what looks like our, I believe would be our exhaust pipe, our inlet pipe for the heater, and your hot air out pipe that I believe would go on here like so. And it did come a little squished up. It was packaged in on the bottom, but that's fine. I don't see any holes or anything in it. I do believe that this is an air intake silencer from everything I had seen. So far this is what we've had in the box. Comes with a muffler and a little mounting bracket. I guess that does quiet the exhaust down quite a bit. And this little package here, let's see, we have hose clamps for the intake, a few, I'm not sure, mounting brackets for something. It does come with a remote control. I'm not sure if it has batteries in it. I hope it does. Little keychain clip and power on, an OK button, and an up and down selector, and which is very similar to what's on the screen there. Comes with a few hose clamps. Yeah, that seems to be it. Now, let's move this stuff off to the side here. And let's take a look at the unit itself. It does have these snap releases on both sides, as you can see. so that you can take this outer shroud off. I'm not sure if you can. So they are quite rigid, I must say, so that's a good thing. And it also has a couple on the other side here as well. These released, I actually had to remove the clip. I will look at that in a bit. This is not a normal thing you would have to do with one of these, but just trying to give you an in-depth look of this. So from what I can see here, we do have our fuel tank sitting here on the top. We looks to be, yes, we have a fuse to hook up, and this is your heating unit. You might be able to get a better look at this at the other side. I am impressed, as I had noticed on some of the other reviews, that some of these units come with a green fuel line that I guess is really squishy, and I didn't hear a lot about good things about, but I seem to have a clear one, so that is nice. Like I said, it just comes with your 5-liter fuel tank. I believe that's 1.3 gallons for our US viewers. And that's pretty much it there. Like I said, everything looks to be okay. I'm not seeing anything disconnected. I just wanted to make sure that the fuel lines were all hooked up properly, and I didn't want to put fuel in it and start it up and have it leak everywhere. But from what I'm seeing, everything looks to be in pretty good order here. We'll get this cover back on, and then we will take a look at the actual hookup of the exhaust and the intake for the burner itself, and then the out vent for the heat. Just let me put this facing you so you can see what's going on here, and I will get this put back together very quickly. It's the first time I've used a clip that style, and learning curve, I guess. We have the fuel tank here, and what you can see, if I'm not mistaken, it's on the bottom here, the one with the fuel line, that would be your air intake, which would be this black line that would mount here with the silencer on that, and then you would have your exhaust. It's quite rigid, I must say. I'm quite impressed with that. This is taken quite a bit of hand strength to straighten out, a lot more than I was expecting, so good quality there. And then your exhaust would slide on there. This is just for demonstration, and you would then put your muffler on the bottom. But yeah, like I said, with hose clamps, we will get this set up. I will obviously not be firing it up in my kitchen, but it is winter here in Canada, and I will get some diesel fuel or heating oil that we have available to us where I live, and I will get this set up outside for the initial startup. Okay, now as you can see, I got the heater moved outside, so we're not in my kitchen anymore. I was unable to figure out the instruction manual as to how to prime the pump, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fire the thing up and see how it makes out. I get it on the max setting. As you can see, I have 6 settings on this one here, and I can hear the fan has started. I apologize, I know the screen's very hard to see out here. giving me an indication here that the fan is running. I found it was a little too short on the leg, so I went and attached a couple pieces of 2x4 to clear the exhaust a little better. Oh, I hear the pump. Oh, did I accidentally? Here we go. Take a peek down in here. You should be able to see the fuel line just barely right in through that hole there. I'll just keep watching and see if I can't see any fuel coming through yet. The pump is pumping. I do hear the fan starting to ramp up. I do feel cold air coming through, so it is drawing its air in. I heard a lot of people talk about these things, the pumps being noisy, but to me that's not all that bad, and from what I understand they quiet down quite a bit once they get going. I have the exhaust just run out the side here, and I routed the air intake in through the back here. And again, I have it hooked up to my lawn tractor battery that I pulled out of that there the other day. Let's brighten up the display here. It is currently in my location here approximately -1 degree Celsius. I believe that's about 30 degrees Fahrenheit for those south of the border. It is really starting to ramp up there. They do have a glow plug in them that takes a minute there to get everything fired up. I know from everything I read online, they draw about 120 watts. Oh, I have ignition. I hear ignition. And yeah, I do have heat coming out the exhaust. So I can see, I'm not sure if you guys can see in through there or not, but I do have fuel running through that line. It's really starting to pick up now. As you can hear, the pump has really started to tap along. I do have this one, I believe it has 6 heat settings, and I have it on the max setting for initial fire up. And there you go. I will see if I have a thermometer in the house and we can try to get a reading of what type of temperatures I have coming off of this. I'll just let this run here for a few minutes and get itself really heated up and going. Okay, I'm back outside again. As you can see, the heater's been running approximately 4 to 5 minutes. That's the first time I've ever set one up. It's the first one I've ever owned. I wasn't able to find my laser pointer thermometer, but I do have this little meat thermometer that I should be able to check the temperatures here. As you can see, it's still running on high, no problems. I'll just put that right in there and see what type of output temperatures I can get. I'll switch it over to Fahrenheit here in a second too, just for those that deal better with the Fahrenheit. But I am quite impressed. That is showing me, I hope this thermometer can go high enough. I am getting an output temperature here of approximately right around almost touching 200 degrees Celsius. I was actually touching the metal there, and so I backed it off a little bit. So I guess 150 is about the air temperature coming out, and in Fahrenheit that's some good heat right there. You're looking at 280. Fluttering around the almost Yeah, we'll say around the 290 it's averaging there on the output in Fahrenheit, and back to Celsius, showing me about 155, 160. That is some really good heat coming out of there. It's the exhaust. Don't think my thermometer can go high enough. Sorry about that. Yeah, it maxes out on the exhaust. But I must say, I am very impressed with this little heater. So there you have it. First initial startup, no issues whatsoever. Started within, I believe it didn't even take it a minute to initially fire up. I wasn't able to figure out how to purge the line, so I just hit start, and as you can see, it pulled the fuel through just fine. If this is something you find interesting, tag along, as I will be running a few tests with this just to see how well it heats on low setting, high setting, fuel consumption tests. And I do believe I'm going to try to get it set up so that it could work inside my house for, power outages or things like that. If you enjoy this and you want to try one yourself, I will leave some links in the description below there to the website where I got it there at Vevor. I am very impressed with this heater so far. Yeah, like, wow.